hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to our new off-grid 2-story barn. You want to take a look around? I'm excited to show you. Yay! Cock-a-doodle-doo! You guys like the new house?
Yeah.
So as I have mentioned in one of my last videos where I was talking about our tiny house and everything I hate about my tiny house, obviously that tiny house outgrew our family. And my wife and I have decided our family's not getting any bigger. We have 2 kids and the tiny house just isn't cutting it, so we need more space. So we decided to purchase this 2-story Dutch barn from a really nice company. We had a really good experience. They're called Wonderbar. I forget the town that they're based in, but they make really nice, affordable structures, really nice structures. And I love the look of this barn from the outside. It looks gorgeous. It just like pops, and I'm glad we picked the, I think it's called Barn Red, the color. It's a really nice color on the outside. Glad we went with red, and I really like the look of it. I love the gambrel roof. It makes a really nice roomy space upstairs in the loft that you can actually stand up in, which is a game changer compared to our tiny house where you cannot stand in the loft. You could just sit up and your head still touches the ceiling, but that's okay. We're moving on to bigger and better things here for our family. We're going to be a little bit more comfortable in here. We're going to have our own private spaces upstairs to sleep for my wife and I, and for my son and daughter, they're going to have private rooms to themselves to sleep and have a little bit more privacy, which isn't a huge deal when they're younger, but as they get older, I think that will be important. And yeah, so I want to show off what our plans are for this off-grid barn. It's 12 feet wide by 20 feet long, so still not huge. But with the upstairs space, it comes to, I think, just under 500 square feet. So it's more than double the size of our square footage of our tiny house. So it's going to be great for our family. And you feel the 12-foot wide width compared to inside of our tiny house. It's about 7.5 feet wide inside. It's a huge difference to have that extra width in the house. Just makes it feel more airy, roomy. So a lot of the things I complained about in that last video with the tiny house, all the things I didn't like, we fixed a lot of those things here. And the first thing you might notice is how bright it is in here. And that's because we got more windows. We have windows on each end and 2 in the front. And they, I forget the size, but we spent a little bit more to get the larger size windows because we wanted to bring in more natural light, and that makes a huge difference. And the way that this house is positioned relative to where the sun comes up, we start getting sunlight from 9 o'clock all the way until like 4:30. We get sunlight coming in the house all day. So I think for like passive solar, like that, we are getting good passive solar just from the sun, so that should help heat up the house, especially in the colder winter months. Right now it's pretty cold in here, but it's starting to heat up. It's around 10 o'clock now, and I love how much light comes in here. It just feels amazing. So over here, in this spot here, we want to do a very simple sink, and like I said, we want to make this off-grid. So we actually already purchased an old porcelain sink that's just going to be a freestanding sink, and we have to do some work to it because it's got some rust and it's a little dirty, but we're going to fix that up and have a nice big deep porcelain sink right here in front of this window. And so we're going to have a sink here. We might do some open shelving here along this wall for plates and dishes and stuff like that. And this piece of furniture we got for free from my parents that they weren't using, so we might do some more storage of different things. Could be a pantry down here for canned foods and stuff like that. But we're trying to keep this as simple as possible because this is our dream. This is what we wanted to do from the beginning with our tiny house. We want it to be off-grid. So we don't have all the answers of how we're going to do it, but we just know that we're going to figure it out and we're going to do it. So if you're interested in that, stick along for our little journey here because we're going to be learning a lot as we go and documenting a lot of everything that we're doing here. So yeah, it's exciting. But anyway, sink here, and let me turn you around to the corner. So here in this corner, I think we decided to do a little closet here. Like this is where the end of the sink was going to be. So right here to here, we're going to have a little closet space here. And then right next to the closet space, going here underneath the stairs, which we're trying to figure out how to best utilize this space under the stairs. Let me turn the camera so you can see. Because it could have turned out to be a pretty wasted space. But we're going to actually put our bathroom under here. Not the entire bathroom, but we want to have a tub. So the tub is going to go under here. And even for us, we could still get into a tub here, and that will allow us to at least put in a tub, and the rest of the bathroom is going to come out to where this this closet space ends. So it's still going to be a smallish bathroom, but it's going to work. And we're going to do a compost toilet, obviously, because we want to be off-grid. And it's going to be cool because we still have the tiny house right next to us. And it looks kind of funny. We have a tiny house and a barn right next to each other. But we're going to have both worlds. We're going to have an off-grid cabin, and we're going to have our tiny house that we're actually going to convert to kind of like an office space and a utility room, because we have like our washing machine and stuff like that over there. And yeah, so we're still going to be able to use that. It's still going to be a good space for us. And just because this is still a small space, and if we need to get away and just need some privacy, we can always go next door to the tiny house. So it's not going to be a total waste that we're not going to use anymore. But anyway, yeah, we're going to put a bathroom all the way going back to this back wall under this stairs. Have a composting toilet and a tub that I think we're going to do like a feed trough. We like the way that looks with like the metal feed troughs that you would see on a farm. I think we're going to get one of those. And yeah, so that's going to be our bathroom. All right, so now we're here on the other side of the door. And in these boxes are actually a brand new couch that we're going to be putting together. We're not going to put it together until we put down the flooring. But they're in this box, and I'm actually excited. This one has like a metal frame, and we've had issues with all of the couches that we got for our tiny house. Either they didn't work for the space, or they ended up breaking because they were cheap. And you know, we have kids that like to jump and stand on the couch, and now that this one has a metal frame, I hope this just lasts us for a really long time. But anyway, this couch is going to go in front of this window here, and then we have all bunch of space. This is going to be like an open living space right here. And let me turn you around a little bit. I might have to clean up some mess because we've been kind of treating this barn as a playroom because we don't really have space to play really in our tiny house. So the kids have been playing over here. So let me move some stuff out of the way. So over here in this corner, we're going to be putting a wood stove. We haven't got one yet, but there's a couple on Facebook Marketplace that we've been looking at. We're going to put a wood stove right in this corner. And we want to get one that, I think it's called like a boxwood stove. So it's long, and it heats up to like 900 square feet, which is obviously more than this barn space is. So it'll be plenty big enough to heat this place. Might overheat it actually. And we want one that has two plates on top for cooking, so we could heat up water and cook things on top of it if we need to. And we will want to do that in the winter time. And I've always wanted a wood stove, so I'm excited to finally have a wood stove. We'll put it right here in the corner. So we'll have the couch there, wood stove here, will be really cozy. And I think we're going to have a small table that we're going to put here along this wall. And it's a table that we actually already have in our tiny house, but it's has like a leaf, and we always just keep it, half of it closed, so we only have like half circle of it. But we're going to actually open the whole table so that we can all four of us sit around the table to eat dinner, and that'll be really nice because we don't do that right now at our tiny house. So we'll have a set place for our table that we'll always be able to eat at. It sounds like no kidding, you should have that already, but because of our space constraints in our tiny house, we haven't done that. So it's kind of exciting to just have a table that you can always sit at to eat and work and talk with your family. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, so that's the downstairs. Pretty simple, basic, like I told you guys. But I want to take you upstairs, because the upstairs, I think, is the most fun part of this whole place. So let's go walk upstairs and see what that's like. All right, so we're upstairs on the second floor, and you can see how nice and roomy it is up here, especially with the shape of the roof, and I really like that. So we've been kind of messing around. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but we put some tape down to kind of plan out where we're going to put our rooms, and my wife and I are going to have this back area here for our bedroom, and we're going to put a bed for my son and daughter on each side of this wall. So they're going to have their own space, and they're going to have two cubbies here, just like that. We have another one that we have to get from family, but we're going to have two of these next to each other, so they can put a lot of their toys and things they play with in these. And this actually does two things. It actually protects them from falling down through the stairs there, and I think it looks nice and organized up here. So we'll have those, and that's it. But there's hopefully, it's hard to tell without all of our beds up here, but I'm hoping they'll still have some space to play up here if they want to. They'll have space downstairs to play in the living room in front of the couch, in between the wood stove and everything. So I'm excited to see all of this come together, but it's going to be a lot of work, obviously, and it's going to take some time. But that's okay. That's okay. It gives us something to look forward to, and always a project. There's always going to be a project to work on. It's going to take some time. The first thing we're probably going to end up doing is insulating, putting some insulation in here, and putting some walls up, and then we're going to end up working on floors, and then we got to figure out the systems that we want to put in with the water. We want to do set up a rain catchment system, so we got to figure out how much we need to do that, and we also want to eventually get one of those. I'm not big on electricity. I don't know how to set up like an off-grid system, but I want to get one of those simple all-in-one solar generating systems, something like the Blue Eddy or the what was the other one called? EcoFlow Delta Pro, just to plug some things in downstairs, but keep it really, really basic for power. So that's going to be how we make everything off-grid. And yeah, it's going to take some time. Like I said, we don't have all the money to put it. We bought this with cash, but we don't have all the money to do everything we need to do to finish it right now. So it's going to take us some time. And as we have the money to buy some things, we're going to start slowly getting those things and fixing it up and finishing it up. And eventually we're going to finish this, and it's going to be a really cool place, and I hope my kids really enjoy it, and I'm excited, yeah, for that whole journey to start taking place. Is this where your baby sleeps?
Yeah.
What's in there?
That?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
In all these cubbies. You got your Legos in there?
I think Daddy wants you to tell him what's in there.
Yeah.
So there's books. There's like some play stuff in here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff in here.
Wow.
About your Barbies.
These
See, this is all the stuff Matthew can't hear.
Mm-hmm.
my magnetite.
Very cool.
Some people.
One last thing I forgot to mention that I'm hoping is going to make our house feel a little bit bigger than it is to utilize the space right outside of this door up to our barn. Is actually a concrete pad that was originally an addition that was built onto the manufactured home that was on this property. When we bought it, we ended up tearing all that down because there was like mold and it was falling apart. But that concrete slab is still there, and it's a 10 by 16 space, and I want to cover the outside of the porch here and make this a space that's kind of like a 3-season room that we basically utilize as like another living space. So that's another thing that's going to take some time to do, but when it is finished out here, that's going to be a huge deal, because that a big thing that was kind of annoying with our tiny house is our shoes. Our shoes, we come in the house, we bring in a lot of dirt and nasty stuff, and then the shoes end up piling up near the door and we can't even pull the door open. So something we want to do is have shoe storage right outside the door so that we're not bringing our dirty shoes into the house. That's going to be important to me and my wife. So we'll be able to keep the house a little bit more clean. So we'll keep the shoes outside, covered from the elements, because we'll have a roof over this porch. And I would like to have an outdoor cooking area. I wasn't planning on having a stove in here for cooking. I want to do a lot of cooking outside. So as long as I can cover that, make a real nice area out on this concrete slab, and make a nice porch out here. We have a camp stove with 2 burners, propane, so we could cook, you know, our breakfast outside, and in the winter we could cook in here on top of the wood stove that we're planning to get. So that's our plan, man, and I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys are too, because I'm planning to do a lot more videos talking about what we do in here. And I'll just put it out there, I'm not experienced in like building things, and I'm not like the handiest man at all, but I'm learning, and if I'm doing things and making mistakes, you can obviously let me know in the comments, because I want to learn. I don't want to do something the wrong way, but we're going to do the best we can and make this as beautiful a space as we can for our family and our kids. So yeah, that's it. That's a quick tour of our new barn that we're going to make off-grid. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel if you're new here. I'd really, really appreciate it. And you'll see more content about all of this. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.